Though of your customers or users are they don't, how many of them understand the technology, and how many of them, to use a word that Peter Thiel used, are just betting on this? It's get rich quick. They want to be millionaires, and this seems like a really great, cool, newfangled lottery ticket for them.
Yeah. So our users tend to be a little bit older, savvier investors. Like the average age for our users is actually in the 40s, as opposed to a lot of the other kind of trading sites where the user age skews much younger. Our take is that we don't really want the day trader in the app, right? And so we're really targeting this to the investor. But you'd be amazed, since we launched the app last week with the 20 additional or the 18 additional cryptocurrencies to get to 20, we've gotten emails from people all over the world saying, why aren't you including this currency because it includes this fancy tech? Or that, I mean, probably 30 or 40 different currencies that we don't yet support. People are requesting with very explicit reasons why the tech is interesting to them. So the understanding of what's going on behind the scenes with the crypto tech compared to where we were like 6 years ago. I gave the first TED Talk on Bitcoin in 2011 when it was trading at $1.
Wow.
Okay? Nobody.
Did you buy it then?
I did. No, I didn't have to.
Good for you.
Didn't have to. I could mine it on a laptop then.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So at that point, nobody in the audience understood a word I was talking about. It was really fun. But now, I mean, the level of understanding that people have when I go to talk, they ask me questions that are amazing.
They're sophisticated questions. But yeah, there are still concerns about hacking, though. I mean, what about that? Well, we were talking all morning about what just went on with Uber, and obviously self-driving cars and other situations. What about hacking?
Well, here's the thing. So this is my background. I worked at Netscape. We designed the S and HTTPS, the SSL, the connection. Okay, so my background is in security. We designed ABRA to not hold funds centrally. If you're using the online exchanges, it's one-stop shopping for hackers because all of the keys, all of the money is in a central place. With ABRA, the keys for your crypto are on your phone. So if I have 100 million users, right, you have to hack 100 million phones in order to steal that crypto. And that's the way crypto was meant to be used. It's not meant to be stored in a central server. It's actually the opposite. It's meant to be stored like a bearer instrument, the way you would store cash in your pocket. So that's a misunderstanding. The exchanges themselves are not crypto. They're just databases, like SQL databases storing information, right? And we call that off-chain, meaning they're actually not using the Bitcoin blockchain when they do a transaction, right? With ABRA, 100% of the transactions you're doing are taking place on a cryptocurrency blockchain, which means they're totally secure, you're holding your keys, and if you hacked ABRA's servers, you wouldn't be able to steal the consumer's funds because they're not there.
So I noticed on your website that you can buy, you have an Amex, a section where you can buy cryptocurrencies on credit if you have an Amex card.
That's
Is
right.
that a responsible way to buy?
Well, you get purchase. American Express is an investor, so we did a direct merchant integration with them. Look, you get the purchase protection of American Express,
right.
And we like that. The customers like that. The fraud rate is incredibly low on that. I think our ACH fraud rates are higher than our Amex fraud rates. They do a very good job in their systems. It has to get through their fraud system when you actually do the purchase in real time. And the consumer gets the protection. The fee's a little bit higher, but that's set by American Express. We simply pass that on to the consumer. But what we find is that the consumer who wants to do a quick purchase, like immediately to get in when they're trying ABRA, will use the card. And then when they want to buy more and then spread it out to the different cryptos, they'll simply wire money into the app.
Just pay your credit card bill at the end of the month. That's all you got to do, right?
The credit card company is basically your bookie.
There you go.
That's right, yeah.
There you go.
With a little bit better VIG, maybe.
All right, we will leave it there. Bill, great to see you.
That's a very interesting concept. I hope you guys kind of understand it. It is a little complex, but one thing I've been preaching on this channel is to avoid having more than $10,000 on any one exchange or any one wallet. And if you are, for me, I'm a little more paranoid, so I even try to keep it under $5,000. So if I have a wallet that starts to surpass $5,000 of value, I open up other exchanges, other wallets, and have my currencies in different locations, because I don't want it where a hacker gets in. Let's just say I put all my money into my Coinbase account, and my hacker gets in, and let's just say it's $100,000. Boom, it's gone. And that is a huge issue. And it's really interesting in this news piece by Fox News that they bring up that if there is a hack, you're not going to be able to get the keys because it's going to be on the phone. But one thing I would want to bring up is, what if your phone is destroyed? What if you lose your phone? And if the keys are on that, if there's no other backups, or if the exchange doesn't have the backups, what happens then? So that's a good question. Unfortunately, I can't ask him that. But for me personally, to avoid this, and like I said, it would be really unfortunate. Let's just say you had 100 grand and boom, it either gets hacked, or it would be even more comic and ironic would be that you have your $100,000 on one exchange, you break your phone and you can't get your keys anymore. Boom, poof, you just lost 100 grand. The way I fight this, and if you watch this channel, I've been preaching this pretty, not all the time, but pretty often, is that we need to have it on different exchanges. So instead of having 10,000 on or 100,000 on Coinbase, let's say I have 10,000 on 2 different Coinbase wallets, and then maybe I have 2 Gemini exchanges, and maybe 2 Kraken, and 2 Bitfinex, 2 Bittrex, Binance. You can go through my referral, KuCoin. I have a KuCoin referral. I just think that's the best way to go. So that way, if there is a hack, if there is any kind of issue, they're only wiping out maybe 1 or 2 of your wallets, not your entire portfolio. It is a pain in the butt to manage all these different currencies, and that's why in the future, if you've watched some of my other videos, I don't mind putting money into a managed fund so that they do that. Especially if I have 100 grand in crypto, maybe I'll put in 20, 30 grand into a managed fund, and that way I'm only now dealing with 60, 70,000. But this is a good problem to have. I don't know if anyone has this problem of what do I do with my $100,000 of crypto investments. So hopefully one day you'll have this problem to worry about. But onto the security part, I think it's very, very interesting. But like I said, if the keys are not on the exchange and it's the user that has the keys, what happens when the user loses the keys? I mean, is that just your SOL out of luck? What can they do to prevent that? And that's why I still feel like, and they brought up a good point where like their investors are older. I feel like if you have older investors, they're going to want, all of that management to be taken care of. So it's interesting to pay attention to that kind of evolution. But let me know what you guys think. Unfortunately, that Bitcoin troll lady did not really give me much work or much material to criticize her on. So I'll let her go this time. And I still don't know her name. So if anyone knows that lady on Fox News, the commentator who's always just basically comparing cryptocurrencies to casino, give me her name so I can actually bring her up. But for now, I'll just call her the Bitcoin troll. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.